the top 1 or 3% of the world, they do things a certain way, which is why they continue to have results. They continue to be the healthiest. They continue to be the most financially free. They continue to be the happiest in relationships. When I say top 1%, what I'm essentially saying is people that get the results that they want, and they're most admired by other individuals. They may not be the most famous, but they are respected, they are admired. So I want to share a few characteristics, a few things that I know from traveling the world, 65 countries, that I've noticed in people that I feel that are the top 1%, or top 1 to 3%. The first thing that they do is they set boundaries. I think this is important. We used to, back in high school, my high school in Detroit Public Schools, we were one of the biggest public schools in America. We had 3,500 to 4,000 students. We had 8 floors. And we would have many people trying out for the basketball team. Now, guess what? Same thing for the cheer squad. But guess what? Not everybody could show up to be on the team. You had to try out. That was the thing. Now, I'm not suggesting that people absolutely have to try out to be in your life, but the point is that there has to be some kind of barometer. There has to be some kind of bar set for people to enter your life, right? You can't just come in just to come in and then you destroy someone's life. So boundaries have to be set because boundaries protect you, right? They protect you and they protect others that are around you, because one person or a certain act can destroy everything. A lot of people are in predicaments right now because, not because of what they've done, but because of what someone else around them has done. So setting healthy boundaries, it keeps you healthy. It keeps you in alignment with your purpose, with the things that you incarnated to do. Boundaries are important. You need to set those. You can't, the top 1%, you're not just doing whatever you want with them. These are the terms for you being in my life, right here. I'm going to help you. I would like for you to do the same. I think that's very important. Number 2, no vices. This is hard for most people. Always being drunk, always being high, engaging in overeating, being obese, addicted to all these different things, gambling, prostitution. All of these things are tough. They're tough for you to be a top performer, and usually you find that people that may have had talent or may have had special ability to be something special, they usually plummet because of one of these things. I get people every day that argue with me about, it doesn't matter if it's smoking marijuana, they're arguing with me about smoking marijuana. My man, you're not sick, sweetheart, you're not, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not sick. So if I'm sharing with you, you don't have to smoke to get the benefits of cannabis. Say that you like to smoke, but you're addicted. And because you're addicted, you have to understand that being addicted to something is never good, because that thing controls you. You weren't born with marijuana. You weren't born with alcohol. You weren't born with PCP. You weren't born at a gambling table. Well, these are things that you picked up. Spirits need a host. That's why they call it wine and spirits. So when you're drinking alcohol, what happens? Spirits take over your body. You do things that you normally wouldn't have done that might have been buried inside of you. Your inhibitions are lowered, so you can't remember certain things. You sleep with somebody, you can't remember that. You did something, you committed some kind of act, you can't remember that. Or people took advantage of you. I've always said, there's no time to be drunk or to be high, because you need to be vigilant, especially as a man, because you're going to get taken advantage of. Especially you being a leader, or being a leader of your home, or being a leader of your life. You need clarity. You need clear mind. There's no time to be off your square so that people can be taking advantage of you. There's no time for that. So I'm not even for the arguing on that. This is what it is. If you've got the issues, then that's on you. You got to solve those issues. If you got gambling issues, then that's on you. That's on you. But the point is, the vices, people that are in the top 1%, here's the thing. if they're already there, then they're probably doing it. And this is just not finances, but typically they're consistent with performance. They're consistent with performance. You understand? They're consistent. So forget about somebody with a super special talent, because we like to use those people. So-and-so smokes. So-and-so got caught for gambling. So-and-so's hanging out with all these different women. But these are anomalies. These are rare cases. And by the way, their special talents or their special abilities allow them to remain there, but we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But I'm saying top 1% marriage, top 1% health, top 1% finances, top 1% fathers, top 1% girlfriend, top 1% students. Eliminating these things are beneficial. It's very important to understand that. Vices cut you short. Somebody's calling me. Vices cut you short. Be disciplined. Be disciplined. That's very important. Being disciplined is the hardest thing for most people or many people, but it's the most rewarding. You know that you need to be in bed at a certain time. You know that you shouldn't be eating that particular thing right there. You know that you shouldn't be hanging out at that particular spot. You know that you need to be studying. You know that being in this place right here is going to give the appearance of evil, and you want to try to avoid the appearance of evil. You know that you don't like these people. What you hanging out with them for? Discipline is essential, and when you can do what it is that you don't feel like doing because you understand that there's a higher purpose, then you're going to start to become more disciplined. I may not feel like getting up at 4:30, but I get up every day at 4:30. I mean, I feel like writing down my notes every day, because organization prevents chaos. I should put that as a top 1% trait. Organization. Being organized is going to prevent. Think about it. If you just went to your job and they say, hey, John, do whatever you want to do. John, hey, we don't have anything for you. Just do whatever you want to do. Could the company survive? Could the marriage survive if everybody just did what they wanted to do? Could the teacher properly teach if the teacher just said, oh, let me go off my head? If there was no syllabus, the teacher said, let me just go off my head. Let me think about this. Could a company thrive? No. Having the ability to execute, even in the face of unfavorable emotions, is important, because sometimes you got to do what you got to do even if you don't feel like doing it. That discipline is probably like, it's because I deal in nutrition, I see many people, they struggle with the food, they struggle with the sleeping habits, and these are things that are small, because how you do one thing is how you do everything, which is why the discipline is important. It's probably at the top of the list, because if you knock out the discipline, you're probably going to knock out the vices and so much more, because the discipline is key. It kind of covers every aspect of your life. So if it's easy for you to get up at this time, you can be trusted. Discipline is basically telling the universe, telling God, you can trust me to do what I said that I wanted to do what it takes to get what it was that I said that I want. You can trust me to be here at this time. You can trust me to do it even though I don't feel like it. You can trust me to go to the weight room every day, to the gym every day. You can trust me to eat this. You can trust me to not go out when everybody's going out and they're asking me to come. Because I want to live the life that others won't live, so I have to do the things that others won't do. You can trust me. That's discipline. Executing when you don't feel like it. That's important. Another one, being unique. Embracing the uniqueness. The special things that we see, the people that we most admire, we admire them and we enjoy all these different things because it's something different. It's something that we've never seen. Be willing to do things different. Be willing to be creative. And the only way you can do it is not by following people, is by being unique. There's something in you that you do that's different from me and different from everyone else. There's a way of living that's in you that could be beneficial to your circle and to others if you would just start, if you would just try. If you wouldn't think that just following them is the way. There's more than one way to get from Chicago to Los Angeles. You can go via airplane. You can go via car. You can probably go via train. You can ride a bike across the country if you want. There's different ways. You could walk, technically. It may take you months. But you could. It may take you, I don't know, 3-6 months. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe less. Be unique. You have to take that following, because there's a following spirit. Notice on Instagram there are followers. This is why I never say I've got followers. I've got people that align with messages. I don't want you to follow. What I'm asking you to do is to stay unique and just use information you see on this channel and other channels as reference points. But ultimately it's going to be you that has to make the decision for your life. Because a man or woman convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So I don't want to force anything. I'm simply providing a different perspective for you to see, to grow and learn and make things according to your life. That's uniqueness. That's what you have to do. You have to innovate. The top 1% innovate. They do things different. These are the most interesting people on earth, the people that do things different. If you see somebody coming up and they think about it, they're singing the same way, they're rapping the same way. It may sound good, but it's like, oh, I heard that before. But if it's a new sound, you're like, what is that? What is that? That's a timeless sound, right? Be of your word. If you said that you're going to do something, you've got to do it. I need to be able to count on you to do what you said that you would do. In small instances, we break our word each and every day. I'll call you back in 2 minutes. That 2 minutes turns into 2 days. Or never. Or at least for a week. I'll be there at 4:30. You have a habit of showing up at 5:15. Or 45 minutes or an hour later. What you're doing is you're sowing incompletes into the universe. You're sowing energy of distrust. Being of your word is very important. Because remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. The small affects the large. Small things are big things. People that do great in life understand that. We played a great game, but we had one turnover at a pivotal moment in time, and we missed 2 free throws. Now, those things are probably 5 seconds of a 40-minute game, but those things are what lost the game. Small things produce big results. So, keeping your word is important. If you can't do it, just tell them you can't do it. If you say, I'm going to call you in 10 minutes, call in 10 minutes. I'll be there at 7 o'clock, be there at 6:50. Energy, you're showing energy of trust. You're showing not only people, but you're showing the universe that you can be trusted. And that's important. That's important. Because you want what you said that you wanted. You're doing what you said that you would do. And I know that I can always count on you. And when people can rely upon you, that means that you are reliable. That means that you are trustworthy. So if you are trustworthy, then guess what? You're trustworthy with this money. You're trustworthy with this wife or husband. You're trustworthy with these kids. You're trustworthy with this big house. You're trustworthy with all of this power. Now you're the president of this country, or you're the mayor of that city, or you're the boss at this job. But now you become a person. Now you acquire a lot of things because you can be trusted. So all of these things are traits and characteristics and habits that I notice that the top 1% have. Add these things to your life. Start to practice them every day. They don't cost anything. They cost you effort. None of this stuff, listen, greatness, executing, it can't be purchased. It can't be purchased. You can't get this on aisle 7 in Walmart. So it costs you effort, it costs you energy, it costs you time. And these are the things that are the most important resources. Time being number one. Energy, you can't get it back once you've spent it on somebody. So this is why I said you got to have boundaries, because top 1% people, they don't waste time. They plan well, organization. They're where they said that they would be, keeping their word. They execute. Makes them trustworthy, which is why they're the top 1%. Small things produce big results.